Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to episode 2 of the tournament series. Hashtag Bonehawks, eh? I am Shujinkydink, and this episode is about higher level tactics, so kind of what separates the top tier players from the rest of the game. We talk about 3 different aspects of it. We're talking about conditioning, we're talking about meter management, life lead, and we're going to be talking about whiff punishing. So for this episode I recorded a ranked match, and we're going to watch it through, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how everything works here. So the one thing I didn't really get to do a whole lot in this one was conditioning, but I'm going to try and talk about it and explain it as best I can. So the first one I want to talk about is whiff punishing. So basically whiff punishing is knowing your spacing, creating that space so that the move that your opponent does is going to whiff. And what I mean by whiff is the move misses, and that leaves them open for a bigger punish than if you block the attack. As you can see, that was a perfect example right there of whiff punishing. She came in with an attack. What I was doing was I was walking backwards to create space, and I was kind of waiting for her to do a move so that I could move in with my back one as soon as that move whiffed, and I could punish her for a full combo. So I'm going to rewind that for a second so you can watch it, just in case you missed it. There it is right there. And because she had incorrect spacing, she's a full combo, and I win the round. Also, one thing I want you to know is that I threw the bat out and then I walked backwards to create more space for the second round to keep myself even safer. Katana does like to zone, but Quan Chi can counter zone pretty well, so. Yeah, I just got hit by a fan, no big deal. Little combo. And there you go. So that was the game right there. Hashtag Bonehawks. If you don't know what that is, I'm referring to the bone mohawks that the skeletons have. So feel free to use that every time you see a Quan Chi player win. So that was a little bit about whiff punishing there. I want to talk a little bit about life lead, how to keep it, how to maintain it. Quan Chi does some huge damage, so it's not too hard to do it. But in this video, I almost always have the life lead, and I like to maintain it. So one thing you should remember about having the life lead is if you have more health than your opponent is more likely to do a risky attack or a desperate attack to try and gain up more health, because a lot of the moves in this game are a little bit riskier with more reward. So they're tending to do something unsafe, kind of panic, and it gives you the opportunity to kind of sit back and kind of force them into that situation here. So as you see right now, I got her to about half health, and I'm not going to do anything too risky. What a good whiff punish there. Man, you're good, Ding. Choosing not to break on his part, I think that's a smart idea, because I had such a huge health lead that it would be really hard for him to come back, especially with no meter. One of the big things you'll notice about how I play is I like to play really safe. I don't like to do anything too risky, like I don't do jump-ins too often, I don't do sky drops too often. And I try not to use that string right there too often, but as you can see, he didn't punish it, so I'm a little bit more inclined to use it now because I know that he didn't punish it properly. And now I have the life lead. And now I'm going to go in, and even if he blocked that, I would still be safe. So I'm still protecting my life lead by doing a safe move. Protect your health, you lose your health, you die. That's basically how any fighting game works. So you want to make sure that you don't give up any amount of health that you don't need to. See how jumping can kind of get you in trouble. If your opponent knows how to deal with jumping, you can either true anti-air or you can just punish the landing recovery. So, and right there, really had no choice. I noticed that he had enough meter for breaker, so I used an unbreakable move to finish the round off. So that's basically it. I wish I could have gone more into conditioning, basically, because there wasn't really an instance of me conditioning the opponent. Conditioning is basically doing something that's somewhat safe, but that gives you a secondary option. One thing in particular that I can think of is Aaron Black. He has that 2-2-1-1-2 or 1-1-2-1-2 or whatever it is that goes into the command grab. Command grab, of course, you can duck and you can full combo punish him if he tries to do that. One thing that a lot of people will do as Aaron Black is they'll go for the low ball roll, because that gets a full combo and they're safe on block. So we'll do that big long string into the ball roll, and as soon as the people start respecting that ball roll and they start blocking it, that's when they'll go for the command grab, and then the command grab will catch them, and it'll they have to kind of adapt to what he's doing all over again. So he does the one string, he does it into the low ball. If they block it, then he's still safe. In fact, I think he's plus, so he still gets another move. And then eventually, then they're like, okay, he's going to do the low ball because he's done it every single time. Then he switches it up and he goes for the command grab, and because you're blocking, expecting the low ball, the command grab is going to hit you. So one thing I can think of, for example, for Quan Chi is you just do back to regular rune. You don't enhance it. Do back to regular rune. It's still a pretty safe option. I think it's -9, so some really quick moves can punish it, but if you know, like, characters like Cassie, stuff like that, you don't really want to do it with. And then once they kind of like, okay, well, he's not going to do the EX one, then when it's clutch and you really need to pull out a win, then you do back to EX rune, and because they're not expecting the second hit to come out, they're going to try and move, they're going to get hit by the second hit of the rune, and they're going to get a full comboed, and that might just win you the match. So it's things like that you really have to make your opponent think and respect all your options. And to counter conditioning is the same type of deal. You need to read your opponent and see what moves they've used already, what their options are, what they're most likely to use, and then kind of, a lot of times it's just a guess. It comes down to which player can read each other better, and sometimes, yeah, it's just a flat out guess. So I hope this video helped, gave you some things to think about, gave you some things to practice. Remember, whiff punishing, if you can, you know, correct your spacing and know the distance of your opponent's attacks so that you can make them whiff their move and punish it for full combo. Protect your life at all costs. Do not do anything unsafe if you don't have to. If you have more life, there's no reason for you to do anything unsafe. Make your opponent come to you and punish accordingly. And condition. Make your opponent expect certain things and then hit them with the unexpected. So that's it for episode number 2 of the tournament series. Next week, if you have anything specific you want me to cover, just let me know. #BoneHogs. Check me out on Twitch if you want, and we will see you all next week.